Good morning, class 2 students. Today we will start with a new chapter, and the name of the chapter is called Air. All right, so this is chapter 5 from your EVS textbook, and this is in page 105. All right, this is in page 105 from your semester 2 textbook. And the name of the chapter is air. So we are going to learn about air. So let us see first this activity here. Circle the activities that are performed with the help of air. So by looking at these pictures here, there are 6 pictures. You will have to circle the activity that needs air. All right. So a boat, does it need air in order for it to sail? Yes, a boat needs air. And the next picture also, it is a kite. So does a kite need air to fly? Yes. So the first 2 activities are the activities that need air. So you have to circle. So you try and do the remaining 4 pictures, all right? And you will send it to me in the Google Classroom. All right, now let us start. Air is all around us. It has no color, smell, or taste. It cannot be seen but can only be felt. It is necessary for life. We need air for breathing. So air is present all around us. We cannot see air, we cannot smell air, we cannot taste air, but it is present all around us, all right? It cannot be seen, but it can only be felt. We can only feel the air, but we cannot see the air. Yes or no? You can feel the air blowing across your face. Yes or no? And then you can feel it blowing your hair also. You can feel the air blowing your hair. So it can only be felt, but it cannot be seen. It is necessary for life. Now, why is air necessary for life? Because we breathe in air. Yes or no, everyone? Each and every one of us, we breathe in air. We need air to breathe. Yes or no? All right. Now, what does air contain? Now, let us see, what does the air contain? At home, you must have seen that clothes kept under the sun become dry after some times. The water present in the clothes is changed into water vapor by the heat of the sun. Now, we all dry our clothes outside. Yes or no? We all dry our wet clothes, the clothes that we finish to wash, we dry them outside. And then after some times, the clothes becomes dry. Yes or no? Why? Because the water present in the clothes has turned into water vapor. How? Because the heat coming from the sun, it heats up our wet clothes, and then all the water present in our wet clothes will turn into water vapor. All right? Now, what is water vapor? Water vapor, it is when water has turned into gas. All right? So when you boiled water in a kettle, you will find that when the water starts boiling, there is steam coming out of the kettle. Yes or no? So that steam, it is the water vapor. All right? So this water vapor mixes with the air. Thus, air always has some water vapor in it. So that water vapor, that water that has turned into water vapor, it mixes with the air. So that is why the air always has some water vapor in it. Okay? We should breathe clean and fresh air to stay healthy. Plants keep air fresh and clean. That is why we should grow more plants. So we should always breathe clean and fresh air so that we will be healthy. All right? We should always breathe in clean air and fresh air so that we will always stay healthy. Plants, they keep the air fresh and clean. So plants, they clean the air for us. Okay, so that is why we should always grow more plants. Why should we grow more plants? Because they keep the air fresh and clean. Air becomes dirty by smoke and dust given off by vehicles, factories, etc. If we breathe this air, we can fall sick. So how does the air becomes dirty then? The air becomes dirty by smoke and the dust given off by vehicles. So the smoke coming up from vehicles or the dust when the vehicles walk on the road, and then the smoke coming out of factories. So that is how the air becomes dirty. So if we breathe this air that is dirty, we can fall sick. So that is why we should always breathe clean and fresh air in order to stay healthy. All right. So you can see here in your textbook in the next page that clothes are being dried in the air. Yes or no? See, the wind is blowing these clothes, and that is how the clothes dry in the air. Now, air contains oxygen, which is used for breathing by living beings. So what does the air contain? The air contains oxygen, and oxygen is very important for us because we need oxygen to live. We breathe in oxygen, so that's why the air contains oxygen. Now here, this activity, you can do it here. Choose the correct word in each sentence. Number 1, air contains dust or air contains flower in it. So which one is the correct one? Is it dust or flowers? Air contains dust or flowers in it? Air contains dust in it. Yes or no? All right. Second one, we should breathe dirty or fresh air. We should breathe in dirty or fresh air. We should breathe in fresh air. Now the next one is smoke or oxygen comes from vehicles. Which one comes out from vehicles? Is it smoke or oxygen? It is smoke. Okay, so you tick the correct word in these sentences. Now next we are going to learn properties of air. What are the properties of air? The first one is air fills space. And then air fills space, it means that if you put in air into a balloon, it fills up the balloon. Yes or no? So if you blow air into a balloon, before the balloon without air, it is flat. The balloon without air, it is flat. Then after you blow into the balloon will become big and it will be filled up with air. So air fills space. Now the second one is air has weight. So even though we cannot see, we cannot touch air, but it does have weight. Okay? When filled in flattened soft objects, air gives them shape. So as I told you, when you filled into a balloon, that balloon will become big and will become round. Yes or no? Whatever shape the balloon is, it will give shape. Air will give shape into the balloon. Suppose the balloon is a heart-shaped balloon. So when you blow in air, then that shape, that heart-shaped balloon will form. Okay? So it gives shape into whatever objects. When we fill air into that objects, it gives shape to that object. Now the fourth one is air helps in burning. So air also helps in burning. As as you can see that when you have a fireplace and when the fire begins to go down, when the fire is low, we begin to blow the fire. Yes or no? We blow the fire and then the fire again will become big. So the fire helps in, air helps in burning. Now the fifth property is air helps in moving things such as sailboat and kite. So it also helps to move things such as a boat. As we can see the first picture, there was a sailboat, yes or no? And air helps to move the sailboat, and while flying a kite also we need air, yes or no? Without air we cannot fly a kite, and the kite also will not fly. So these are the properties of air. The first one is air fills space. Second one is air has weight. Third one is when filled in flattened soft objects, air gives them shape. And then the fourth one is air helps in burning. And the fifth one is air helps in moving things such as sailboat and kite. So as you can see in this picture, this girl is holding an air tube. So in her right hand she is holding a tube which is flat, yes or no? Which doesn't have any shape. That means this tube, it does not have air in it. But in her left hand, after she has blown air into this tube, the tube has become round. So air, it fills space. Now look at the two tubes in the girl's hand. You will notice the difference between the two tubes. See here in this picture, one of the tubes is flat with no air. So the first tube is flat with no air while the other has air filled in it. So the tube containing air is bigger in size. You will see that after the tube is filled with air, it becomes bigger in size and it is heavier than the one with no air. And after it is being filled with air, the tube also will become heavy. It has a round shape. As you can see in this picture, after the tube is being filled with air, it becomes round. This shows that air fills up empty space and has weight. Okay. Now you can do this activity in your textbook. Tick the object with air inside. So you have to tick those objects that has air inside. So the first one is a balloon. A balloon has air inside, yes or no? So you will tick the balloon. So the remaining, the second one is a fruit. The third one is a football, and then the fourth one is a kite, and the fifth one is an air balloon. So you have to tick which object has air inside it. Now the next one is state true or false for the following statements. Number 1, air can be seen. So you have to write true or false for these statements. Can we see air? No, air cannot be seen. But here it is written air can be seen. So it is true or false? It is false. Air cannot be seen. So you will write false in the first bracket. Alright. So the remaining number 2, number 3, number 4 and number 5, you do it. And then all the activities from this chapter, you will take a photo and attach it on Google Classroom. Okay. So thank you, class. I will stop here for today. Thank you, class. And I will see you in the next class. Goodbye and take care.